hoping for a good one for our finals matchup here.
Yeah, I think it's going to be great.
Who do you got? Let's do that.
Joe's been so strong. I want Tommy to win, but I think Joe will
Pick
win.
one now.
I'm going to go with Joe.
All right, I'm taking Tommy.
All right.
Just to have a rooting interest.
Okay, fine.
Tommy going to lead off on Baleful Strix here. Pretty good here in these against Stoneblade. So
It's definitely a good start.
yeah, Joe's just going to leave us up. Looks like he's probably just leaving up Counterspell. Does he have to leave up Counterspell the rest of the game now?
Oh man, I don't.
It's super tough, right?
I think he can. I don't know. That's a good question. I don't think
scary.
so. Certainly next turn. Shardless Agent.
Man, that
wow.
card's good.
And Joe's just letting this all happen.
Just go ahead. Oh man,
oh
that's
my
so
gosh,
good.
so much value.
Do you remember the old days when the Shardless Sultai deck was really good, and this was like the nuts when it happened?
Yeah.
And you just like draw a Liliana, and you're like, all right.
I mean, look at this board.
Yeah, it's a crew.
This is a great
And Joe doesn't
turn
have verdicts,
for
right?
Tommy. No.
So here we are. Beat my cards. I don't even need this stupid food chain card that my deck's named after. I'm just gonna beat you with these 1/1s.
Do you think Joe maybe is a little too respecting of the food chain this turn and had to?
I don't know. I can't truly see what Joe's hand is, so it's hard for me to make that diagnosis without.
But Tommy's not in a point where he really needs to deploy anything else.
Tommy's just hanging out.
Yeah.
Tommy's just really.
You need to answer my board at this point, Joe.
Yeah, I think it's probably fine just to start jamming things, and I mean he has his Gurmag Angler in hand now, so he's fine with these things hitting the bin.
Yep.
Sure, deal.
Interesting that Joe's ready to fight over cantrips, but didn't want to fight over the Shardless.
He might have a Snapcaster in hand.
It's possible.
Which is another reason to kind of go for this line. Is he going to try and double Wasteland? Would be really bad here. I think Joe needs all of his mana here.
I agree.
Whoa,
Jace.
Speak of the devil.
Okay. So this can go up to 5, but that's
I don't know what that's doing,
not good, though, right? It just kind of saves them 5 life.
You're just hanging out for a couple turns. Yeah, it's just a net gain of a couple life here.
Wow.
Noble.
Because I'm not mistaken, right? Shardless is a 3/2.
It's a
2/2.
I believe,
Okay,
yeah.
so yeah, 2/2.
I'm pretty sure
it's
it'd be
2/2 for
really
4,
busted.
yeah.
Yeah, if it was not.
You're right. You don't gotta look it up.
Okay, I'm gonna look it up anyway. So everyone at home.
Yeah, we'll put it up on screen.
Everyone at home can read Shardless Agent. 3 mana, 2/2. Super fair rate, except for it gets to cast another card for you.
Yeah.
And it's Baleful Strix, so these are nice.
Beta duels are black bordered to inner sleeves.
Those are betas. Yep, pretty sure. Joe owns quite a few cards. Been playing Legacy a long time, so
That's pretty insane, actually.
Yeah.
I didn't catch that till just now.
Oh yeah, we've had some really nice lands in play today. We've had the
I know all the Guru lands.
Guru Mans. We've had the betas. We've had it all. We got the foil.
Matt loves his Gurus.
I know Peter Tragos had the new what are they called? Unstable.
The unstable lands.
Yeah.
Yep. But they weren't foil.
Wow, what a rookie mistake. Maybe if he would have won, he could have bought some foil.
Yeah,
ones.
maybe.
I'll have to have a chat with Peter about that. What is this madness? Gurmag. Clunk.
Bronk. So this is interesting, deploying it into a JSON 1. Is that just saying, hey, Joe,
Trade me.
do you want to trade?
Yeah, I think so. FBB. Not beta. Got it. Yeah, we're forcing this.
Yeah.
It's so tough here. Joe's under tons of pressure.
It's really interesting.
Just infinite pressure. So Joe's diagnosed. He can't trade Jace for this Gurmag Angler. That's terrible. So
Yeah, it does not seem good.
Joe has Batterskull in hand.
He does. And maybe that's his game plan?
No way.
I just can't
really
imagine
bad.
it is. What are we pitching here? A
Counterspell.
Wow.
Man, Tommy's just boom, thud. Every time, just these are my guys.
This is my noble.
Yeah.
There are many like it, but this one is mine.
And there's these wastelands are just dead. They're just mana producers at this point.
Yep, I agree. And that actually hurts Joe because two spelling with colorless lands
colors is tough for him
because he has counterspell, so he can't realistically go snap counterspell.
Joe has a Swords to Plowshares, a Batterskull, and 2 other cards.
And he also can't.
He can only plow. He can't snap plow either.
Is that another wasteland?
It could be. Looks like it might be. What's a Snapcaster? Just like we talked about.
Yeah, the snap's really awkward here.
It just doesn't do anything.
So he has to brainstorm.
Oh, he
I
might have
saw.
found a TNN.
Oh wow.
TNN's okay, but it just doesn't do anything against... Like, the Jace is going to die this turn.
Yeah, it looks like. Well, he could leave open. No, Jace is
He
certainly
can't.
dead.
The colors are
The
just
colored mana is
crushing
gonna hurt him. And it doesn't look like he found a fetch to shuffle away some of these bad cards.
I think he does. I think you're right. It is another Wasteland. That is supremely awkward.
Is that 2 snaps he's putting back?
I think it might be.
Because they're
just not
just
doing
so
anything.
bad. Yeah. Man, this is a tough spot for Joe. We've seen these Wastelands be very good out of Joe's deck, especially against the blue-red Powers deck in the Swiss. But
Yeah.
here, they're really hurting him.
Yeah, and I think you need stuff like that. We saw Keenan Davidson played, and they were very good against Infect.
Yes.
So there's a cost to it, though.
Right.
Which it doesn't seem like in a 2-color deck there would be a real cost, but with things like Counterspell and Council's Judgment, there's a real cost to these. And Joe's kind of fighting over his decision here, and it's the biggest one of the game.
This definitely looks like a really tough decision.
Yeah, the Batterskull's just not doing much, but you might just need it to come back in this game. I don't know. I don't know what I'm
So
doing.
my thought is I'm drawing this card next turn anyway, right?
It feels awful.
So what am I? Just put back a
He
Wasteland.
does have a Wasteland.
I guess he hasn't played a
didn't play a
land,
land for
so
this.
he should just play a land. Yeah.
Yep. Here's my third Wasteland. And yeah, Tommy just has all of his colors because he has 3 basics out, and he has this Noble Hierarch.
Yeah.
So, and one of them is a Swamp.
Yep. Can't even cut him off the black mana.
Yep. So we're plowing something here. Plowing this, so that's nothing.
Wasteland.
you off. Yep.
Okay.
That's the
So he has
best
no
he can
green
do.
mana. Is
He
that?
has a Snapcaster.
So Tommy has no green mana though, right?
Yeah, I think that's a Underground Sea up top.
Which is blue black.
Yeah, he has Underground Sea up top, I believe.
So that
He
might
does
be
have a-
Joe's plan with these Wastelands.
He has
the rest of the
Baleful
game.
Strix though, so like he's able to draw a card, and he might get there anyways. The problem is this Jace is just dead now.
How are you attacking? Are you doing
Everything.
2 at Jace?
I'm sending everything at Jace.
I mean, come on, you're only doing 2 Strixes. I think it's 1 Strix or 2. But the
I think both Strixes. Excuse
Sure,
me.
yeah.
Both Strixes are at Jace, and then whatever else. Okay.
I like Joe doing this in combat so that Tommy doesn't get to use his mana.
Okay. And then he's gonna take 2 here.
I mean, if that is your plan, is to waste.
Yep. This Baleful Strix is real good.
The third one comes down,
Tommy gets to draw a card.
forces
Forcing
it.
it.
Wow. So Joe down to 1 card.
And it's just... What was it?
I didn't
Oh,
see
and
it.
Tommy
and
has a-
Tommy plays
Tommy
a
has
fetch
a
land.
fetch
So
land.
Joe might have been like, one of my ways I can win this game is keep Tommy off
Double.
green.
Yeah, and we knew Joe's next draw step was going to be this
Two-
Snapcaster.
These 2 Snapcasters. Yeah.
So he has a Snapcaster to block 1,
And he can
and
plow.
he can plow the other.
Yep.
So, but Tommy now has Abrupt Decay,
Yes.
a pair of Abrupt Decays. So we're going to try and plow probably one of the Strix.
I would assume he's hoping he can block this Shardless Agent.
Yeah, he's hoping to block in Shardless Agent, and this is going to be pretty bad here for Joe. Tommy down to 17. And what else does Joe have? Just Counterspell in there? Able to snap back?
Yeah, but he can't.
Well,
Currently
he can't
snap it,
currently,
right.
but it's the only real target he has left. This Abrupt Decay is going to be great. So we're going to go ahead and... yeah,
Tommy
we're good.
needs to draw like a brainstorm to get rid of this Emrakul in his hand.
Yeah, Tommy's in really great shape, though.
I agree. So what's interesting to me is why Tommy did it in response to targeting this.
If Joe wanted to move to blocks first
Oh,
before
sure.
he's casting it,
So
I think
that's actually
it's just
that's
unknown
probably
information.
what Joe did.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
unknown information for us.
But
But I think that's probably what happened.
I agree. I think we just don't know the timing, but it makes sense from Joe's point of view because if he does remove the Snapcaster, he might want to
He
store
might have
the
to plow this
Shardless. Shardless Agent.
Yeah.
Because he's taking 3 or 2 here.
Yeah, and it's just...
But he does have another snap, right? So he can kind of go for... But he probably wants to try to get some more value out
I
of it.
feel like you got to get these Baleful Strix off the table.
Does he have any... Does he have any Brainstorms or Ponders in his graveyard?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
So Tommy's going to go up to 19.
Yep.
Joe's going to take 2 down to 9. Is that right?
2 down to 9, yes.
Yep. Should be 19 to 9 now.
check life totals. Might have missed a
Yeah, they're
fetch
gonna
land.
check.
I think we did actually miss a fetch land.
Okay. Good. The good news is our judge is also keeping track of life totals on there, so they're going to confirm here real quick.
Yep.
Looks like pretty quick confirmation here. And it looks like Joe's down to 9, and yep, Tommy's at 19. I also try and keep track as best as I can, but it's hard with so many things going on. We try and keep track as best as we can, but we do have a judge down there to help us out. Is that an empath?
Didn't look like an empath. Which the Grimog's been dealt with, and Emrakul's in his hand, so it does nothing, right?
Yeah, it just doesn't do
It's just
much.
a 2/2?
Just a body. I think that's fine, though.
So Joe, it is giving away some information. Because if Tommy could get it out of his deck, he would.
Yep. Another land there for Joe.
Ooh, it's not a blue land
Joe's
either.
gonna have to say, oh gosh, that's so bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, because now we can't even counterspell this. Anything that he's doing. Another Snapcaster? Yeah. I wonder if Tommy's just supposed to, if he just... Yeah, I wonder if Tommy just has to, if he's just priced into doing this now.
If
Into
Tommy wants to
Abrupticate?
abrupt a game,
I think he is.
Kinda,
It
if you're,
cuts the clock.
yeah, and if your snap isn't getting any additional value, like I'm okay with it.
Okay.
What else is it gonna hit? I guess the Stoneforge Mystic or
Or
a Jit.
a Jit or something like
Yeah.
that.
Ooh.
Oh, this is
That's a good follow up.
really good. Yeah, this is great for Tommy. Another land. Well, we're
So
in
if
battle
this
score
is okay, so it came down to did he want to abrupticate and not to play the Deathrite Shaman or get the Deathrite Shaman down, and that makes
Yep.
a lot of sense.
All right. Well, Tommy's going to take game one
Tommy
here.
takes game one.
Tough
Your
sledding.
prediction might be true here.
It's tough. That was pretty tough sledding on Joe.
Joe had really awkward mana.
Yeah, it was pretty tough. Joe's mana obviously was not great there. I don't know. I'm hard pressed to believe that Tommy's going to lose both of these sideboard games. I don't know.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I like his game plan. Also, it's really awkward to swords 3/3 flyers
Yeah, I agree.
that you can then cast from exile.
Yeah, I don't really.
Maybe Tommy's deck choice was just really strong.
Yeah, I think Tommy's deck choice was good.
There was a lot of swords of postures this weekend.
Yeah. Let's see. In Tommy's sideboard here, he has a Collective Brutality, a Diabolic Edict, an Engineered Plague, a pair of Flusterstorms, a Golgari Charm, a Grafdigger's Cage, the Hostage Taker we talked about, pair of Surgicals, 3 Thoughtseize, a Toxic Delusion, a Vendilion Click. What's good? Collective Brutality pretty good here?
Seems okay.
I think you want it because it hits the main cards like the Snapcaster and the Stoneforge, and also gets card out of their hand.
Yeah.
Which is pretty good. The Flusterstorm's probably fine. The Golgari Charm's nuts. That card's got to be pretty good. Hostage Taker?
What?
Are you hostage taking the Batterskull? Because you can take artifacts. I feel like hostage
Maybe.
takers in your plans.
Let's see what he's bringing in. It looks like some number of Thoughtseize came in. I didn't see Hostage Taker.
Okay. The Thoughtseize has got to be pretty good too. I think that's probably what I'm bringing in. My problem is
I really want to
What am I
know what his
taking out?
Hostage Taker is there for.
we're going to ask him.
When he wins.
When he wins, I'm going to ask him. I'm going to
Get him
I'm
on-
going to ask him.
Get him in
I'm
here.
going to get him in here and ask him.
Fair.
Yeah, and these Thoughtseizes, I just don't know. Also, this deck is really delicate, so I don't know what you're cutting. It's probably these Abrupt Decays are probably not great. And maybe some amount of the food chains if you think that's not a great plan.
Yeah, I could see that. I mean, if he wants to go more mid-range. It does look like I saw him cut a couple of Abrupt Decays.
Yeah, I think the Abrupt Decays are pretty bad. What do you got for, you got Joe's deck over there?
No, I didn't get a
Oh,
chance
no,
to
Joe's?
screenshot it.
Okay. We know he has like
So it's Flusterstorm, Pyroblast, Hydroblast.
a pair of all those.
A pair of all those. He had Leylines of the Void,
Joe had Leyline of the Void?
didn't he?
I don't
It might have
think
been.
so.
I'll grab his list after they're done looking at them,
Okay.
and we'll bring it in here and talk about it.
Okay.
Since they can't look at them during the matches.
Yeah, sounds good. Or just snag a quick picture of it. I wanted to. Yeah, I don't know. It's this matchup seems really weird to me. I feel like Food Chain is very good against the Force of Will decks.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of where it wants to be. I just love the interactions of the deck. You get to kind of remove 3 cards. with their key card. You get to force pitching one of your flyers, which is exile, which then you get to cast later. So your force of will isn't really a 2 for
Yeah.
1. I've always been really impressed with this deck as a whole because it's more of a value deck game 1, and then it has a combo element if it needs to.
Yeah, it's definitely an interesting choice. Tommy's very well versed in it. Obviously, these guys that play up here in the Chicagoland area always playing tons of Legacy and always mostly playing the same deck. So
I'm just wondering if like Fierce Impact's good enough with Angler in the format to just like have it in your deck as a tutor, and like not
I
even
don't
play it with
know.
Food Chain to just
I
like
don't know, man.
it's almost like cascading into it in a way.
I don't know. It's great. Like Gurmag Angler has always impressed me. Like in the Grixis Delver deck, I always want to play multiple.
Yeah.
Because there's only so much room you have with things like Snapcaster and
Sure, you wouldn't play it. You'd play it in
Death
like
Ray.
a Sultai base deck or something like that.
Yeah. I don't know. Hostage Taker seems pretty hot.
I don't know if it's in. I don't think that it is, but I want to know why it's in the list.
Yeah. Oh, I'll definitely
Clearly,
make notes.
he had a mind.
I'm gonna make notes. I've made mental notes for both players.
Sure.
So,
All right, I'm gonna go take a picture of the deck list.
okay.
I'll be right back.
Sounds good. NRG is located. We are in Buffalo Grove, Illinois today. We are traveling around with our 2K series, though. We are going to Indiana. We're going to Wisconsin next month, Iowa, and Missouri, as well as Buffalo Grove, Illinois. So we're going all over the place. If you're in the Midwest area, I certainly recommend checking us out. Looks like these guys are drawing up their 7s. Brad is taking a quick look at Joe's deck to grab his sideboard so we can kind of go over that when we are in the middle of this game here. Looks like they're all set for game 2. Looks like Joe's going to be on the play here. He's kind of deciding what he wants to do. We're at in Indiana. We are undecided on Indiana yet. We're between a few different places. I assure you that we will announce it on our website, which is being revamped and done on Tuesday. So,
All right, I got this screenshot. Let's take a
Good deal.
look here.
Joe's going to lead off on a basic island. Let's see, what else are we doing?
All right, so Joe had 3 copies of Containment Priest,
Okay.
1 Engineered Explosives, 2 Flusterstorm, 2 Hydroblast, 2 Pyroblast, 2 Surgicals, and 3 Disenchant. Not much.
Not truly, no.
Containment Priest doesn't stop Food Chain combo or casting those cards from exile.
Right.
Or wait, does Containment Priest say from the hand?
Let's take a look here. Why is it this ugly version? If a non-token creature would enter the battlefield and it wasn't cast, exile instead. So
Yep.
no.
So, and you are casting those cards even though they're from exile.
Yep. Tommy leading off with a pretty good one here in a Thoughtseize. Joe's going to try and hide these cards maybe with the Brainstorm.
It's not quite Deathrite Shaman though.
No, it's not. Nothing's quite Deathrite Shaman.
It's true.
So, Joe's got a handful of cards here. Gonna go ahead and figure out what he wants to do with this. With this Brainstorm, certainly wants to hide these True Nemesis if possible.
I would assume at least one.
And the Jace, there's a Jace and a True Nemesis. There's a pair of TNNs in his
There's
hand.
a lot of threats in Joe's hands. He might just say, I have so many threats, you can have one.
Good luck. Yeah, good luck. Beat
I'm
all
going to
these.
take the cards that help me get these threats onto the battlefield and
Alright.
hide those.
Here we go.
Yep, and it looks like that's what Joe decided.
Does he not have another colored source again?
He sure doesn't.
Oh my goodness.
Is it possible that he hid
Brainstormed it?
some of those to make Tommy like think, oh, he's kind of mana screwed? I'm going to take...
Honestly, nothing would surprise me just knowing how Joe operates.
Joe's hand is so threat
It's
heavy, though.
stacked.
Stoneforge is a threat. TNN is a threat.
Tommy-
Jace is a threat.
Tommy's hand's pretty solid too. I feel like I'm taking the counterspell or
It
just
looks-
taking the Stoneforge. The Stoneforge is probably the best card overall, and you can fight through this counterspell a little bit. I feel like it's probably the Stoneforge Mystic, although all these cards are so good.
I agree with the Stoneforge.
Is Tommy going to drop down to 17 here? I believe he's fetched and now Thoughtseize. Yep, he's all over it. And Joe's... Is that an Engineered Explosives?
It was.
Boy, that's brutal stuff.
And he's going to play it on one.
Yeah, he's going to try and get the Mana Dorks out.
Yep.
About Mana Dorks, I mean Planeswalkers.
And that might have been why Joe kept.
Could be.
You know, Tommy plays 7 mana dorks.
Yeah. Yeah, Tommy's looking pretty good though. I think he has I think he has a Shardless Agent and a Brainstorm in hand.
Yeah, what's that last card he's looking at right there?
It was a food chain.
Is that it? That is
Yeah, it was
definitely a food chain.
Yeah.
Yep.
So Tommy's like in great shape here. And Joe just passed back? This
Yeah,
is where
he
you
had,
stick the
he had
food
no
chain, right?
lands. It's 4 mana, right?
Oh, excuse me. And so he's gonna stick the Shardless Agent.
Yep.
And he's gonna cast a Brainstorm. That's probably not the best, but
Well, I mean, you kind of don't want to hit a
man.
1 mana guy.
Yeah, that's fair.
He's putting back food chain.
Man, he drew a Vendilion Click also.
That seems good.
Let's see here.
Yeah, Chimp, we understand there's some quality issues. We're actually, for our March CT, we've got a huge revamp of our audio-video setup.
Yeah.
And it's we fully are aware that the quality isn't quite where we want it to be, and I promise you we're working on improving that.
All right, found an island, so now the counterspell's on.
Does Tommy have a force?
I don't think he does.
So we might, instead of jamming the food chain, we might now kind of slow down a little bit.
Yeah, I liked jamming the food chain last turn, but now you're going to get the counterspell out of his hand if you jam the food chain.
Oh, it is only 3 mana.
Yeah.
Wow.
I thought so.
Okay.
I thought it was, yeah, 2 and a green.
All right.
Allurn is the one that you might be thinking of.
Oh, it is Allurn.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah, and now Tommy has his Vendilion Click, though, so he's going to waste Joe's turn if he does click him here. Yeah, Joe's actually in pretty decent shape again if he hits some lands.
If he hit a land. Did he
I don't
hit
know
a
if
land?
he did.
Joe likes to shuffle his hand when he brainstorms, so it's
Yeah,
sometimes hard to see when he...
It's a good habit to do.
Yeah.
Not give away a bunch of information, so...
I agree.
Joe's just, like, stacked on things here.
And I think Tommy's looking to click on the draw step.
Yeah, clicking the draw step, so he wants to make sure that he can either strip this... He's going to make Joe decide if he wants to counterspell this, or if he's going to strip probably the True Name Nemesis is
Right.
the best card. So I don't hate this. He's going to do it now.
Just going to click now. Cool.
You. And he did find a Volk.
Yeah. Also a Jit.
And there's another Tundra in hand, I believe, too.
Yep. So Joe's got his lands. That's good. So we're going to get a game of Magic here.
Yeah, I don't know.
So we know there's a True Name on top somewhere in the top
there.
2.
What are you taking? Are you taking anything? I feel like you have to. The True Name's really good.
Why not take
Counterspell?
Counterspell?
I might just be the Jit. Yeah, I think the Jit's the best card.
Okay.
I don't take the Counterspell because you just don't care. Not that you don't care, but
if Tommy draws any Exile, Griffin, or Eternal Scourge, he can play Food Chain and immediately play out his whole hand.
yeah, I just don't think that Joe was. I didn't think Joe was going to tap out there really.
Okay, he also has the waste. He can keep off lands. That's
Okay.
fair.
Going to come in for a pair here. So Joe's probably turning the corner here kind of nicely. And Tommy has another food chain. Yeah, Tommy's in trouble here. Tommy is certainly in some trouble here. Going to go ahead and brainstorm. He's looking for lands here, I think. Baleful Strix, Thoughtseize. And he missed.
And he did miss.
I think Tommy's dead.
Oh, now we've got... Oh, man. Tommy's mana looks so good, but I guess keeping him off all these mana dorks is pretty relevant as well.
Yeah, this is going to be a hard one for Tommy to come back and win, I think. He can sort of race.
Yeah.
The problem is this True Nemesis is just gonna run away with the game.
Right, and I agree with Chad. If Joe finds a single wasteland, it's probably
It's
lights
toast.
out.
Yeah, it's toast.
Yeah.
Plus he has this Engineer Explosive just hanging out waiting.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. So now do we have to fire the Thoughtseize off? It feels really bad.
Well, if he doesn't, I think he's going to have to move to discard.
Looks like it. So Tommy's going to go down to 13 here. Yep. Oh boy. Another TNN.
Wow. What are you taking here?
I think it's the true name. I don't know. They're all really good. The Jace is and nuts with the 4th land in hand also. You're really stuck. Does Tommy has Golgari Charm in his deck in his sideboard? So like that's pretty good.
It's possible that I mean, I'm sure he brought it in.
The problem is he'd have to like get it through this counter spell, and I just don't know that
Right.
Joe's ever letting that happen. Finds another land. Yeah, and I think now it's just we're just Jason him up.
Yeah, I think that's the writing.
So I mean, the one card Tommy has to draw is he just brainstormed, right? So he doesn't have Golgari Charm.
Yes.
He's on a 1. There's a dice on there for the 1 is for the only one color. Baleful Strix. Does that do anything? Any particular reason why EE's on 1? Yeah, there's 7 mana, 1 mana dorks, right?
Yeah, there's 7 1-mana mana dorks.
Yeah. And Tommy moves to discard. Discards a food chain. Probably not great. Joe finds a Batterskull, Jace, and I think that might have been a Wasteland, actually. I'm not sure. Nope, it's a Flooded Strand. Yeah, Joe's in pretty good shape now. This.
I like putting back the threats because you don't really need them.
Yeah, I agree. This Jace is really good. On its own, Jace is great. And then this Trina Nemesis is just kind of rolling over
Yeah,
Tommy at this point.
how do you feel about deploying the Jit this turn?
He put that on the bottom, right?
I think he put Batterskull.
Oh, okay. Let's see what he has got. There's
Oh,
Batterskull.
no. Okay. So it was the other way.
I like this.
It was the other way.
I like this. It's fine. Tommy's probably not beating any of your cards anyways.
Sure.
So you just like put stuff down. Joe's become friends with that germ token
Yes,
that
he
I put in there
has.
over the past today. I think you just attack with both of these things and say go for it. This is also fine. I guess you want to protect your Jace just in case something happens.
Yep.
Something bad happens. So this is fine also. Tommy's in a lot of trouble.
Tommy really needed to try to hit land there.
Looked like he just ripped the Deathrite Shaman, which
Yep.
is really not doing anything against this this Engineer Explosives on 1.
So we kind of saw like early game Joe stumbled on mana, and then Tommy, he had 3 lands, but these Wastelands really did work. Tommy not able to find another land.
Yeah, it looks like, can Joe kill him? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's only 9 this turn. I thought maybe he would be able to bounce the Shardless Agent and kill the Deathrite for lethal, but he's 1 short of
Right.
that. This is great though. This is going to force a chump on something here. So yeah, this is great too, and Joe gets to leave this back.
Yeah, I like just not attacking with the snap. It's
Yeah,
not a
it's
lethal attack.
Fine. Yeah, it's fine. So yep, Tommy's going to take 3, and Joe's going to go up to 18 here, and it looks like we're going to be moving into our 3rd and final game.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, Tommy just really didn't do anything this game, honestly.
I mean, he had a really good start. Like Thoughtseize into Shardless Agent into
Put the Batterskull on that. Here you go.
I'm gonna equip.
Yeah, definitely looking good. So it looks like we're going to go to a 3rd and final game here in our finals, which we couldn't really ask for more, could we?
Definitely not. I still thinking Joe's got it, but I am a little afraid Tommy being on the play.
That's fine. I'm going to stick with Tommy just to be on the other side of the fence here. And it's pretty awesome. It's not often that in these long tournaments that you see the 1 seed and the 2 seed get to play each other in the finals.
Yeah.
So this is pretty awesome, and just 2 really well-known guys. I think we said around 2 or 3 when we had Joe on camera that Joe's probably our favorite in the building. Just plays a lot of Blue-White Stoneblade, a lot of Legacy in general. So he's done a really awesome job today. Both these guys, really great play, really tight technical play. We've seen Joe play around Dazes all day long.
Yeah, and the speed at which Joe plays just showcases how much he plays Legacy.
Yeah, he definitely knows his role in each matchup. We saw things like the Hydroblast coming in against Culligan's command, and we were just like blown away by how great it was. So he knows how to board with this deck against everything, and I wouldn't be surprised if he's played against Food Chain before, which a lot of players probably can't say that they've played against.
Yeah, I mean I'm not like a Legacy aficionado, but I think I've played it like once in my lifetime.
Sure.
But it's again, it's a deck that I would totally build, especially now that you can Fierce Empath into Grim Angler.
You're just gonna have
I love it.
the craziest
I
dreams
just
about
love
those two
it.
cards
Yeah,
together,
it's so
aren't
good.
you?
I want it in every Legacy deck now.
Ay, ay, ay.
Just Sultai, jam it.
Joe looks like he might be changing some cards out here, or he's just doing the old
Yeah,
bait
I
and
mean,
switch.
being on the draw, is there anything that we would want Joe to change? Pull up his list here.
Yeah, I can't think of anything else that's really great here.
So the Containment Priest, Engineered Explosives. Engineered Explosives probably still perfectly fine. I don't think I can think of any reason why I'd want to bring in Surgicals. Pyroblast is probably in.
Pyroblast is probably pretty good. Trading 1 mana for the Shardless Agent is probably where you want to be.
Yeah.
Because Shardless Agent into Baleful Strix, we saw in game 1, just kind of runs away with the game. You get 3 cards of value for the 1 that you're jamming. And I don't think Joe can keep up with that kind of thing.
How good is Flusterstorm on the draw in a matchup like this, do you think?
Yeah, I don't think that's worth it. Tommy has a bunch of like discard spells, these thought seizes and things like that. And sometimes he's just going to play a bunch of creatures and kill you anyways.
Right.
So I don't think you want to get stuck.
That's kind of what we saw game 1, was
Yeah.
him just kind of creature. Joe couldn't really answer it, and was on the back foot the whole time.
Yeah, and for Tommy, I don't really know that I would change anything on his end either. His list felt pretty trim. The Thought Seizes were pretty good. The Toxic Deluge, did he have that in?
I would assume.
We saw it against somebody. I don't remember who it was.
We know that there's True Names. He brought it in against the 4-color control.
That's
it was,
right.
It was last round.
And he has the Golgari Charm. I think those two are probably.
I would assume they're
great
in the
cards.
list. Yeah.
Yeah, I just think the Abrupt Decays are probably gone. Maybe some number of the Forces are gone. I don't know. I don't know how important they are for Tommy's overall game plan.
Yeah. I like the Forces because you have the Griffin still in your deck. Like I said, that's not necessarily a tempo loss for you if
Sure.
you can get that back later.
Okay. Yeah, I could buy that. You just need extra ways to put those in exile.
And Joe's winning via high impact cards.
Sure.
Like, you don't have to fight over the counter spells. That's not what Tommy's deck's trying to do. He's not going to be countering cantrips.
It looks like Tommy's hand's actually pretty good. He's got a turn 1 Noble, he has a Thought Seize, and he's got a Shardless Agent in hand, so all
Indy's
tickets are both beats keep 7.
He's resilient to the wastelands as well.
Yeah.
He's got island and forest.
Yeah, it's actually a really great start here, so. But does he have a black he has a
Underground
Sea, yep.
Yeah.
All right.
So
Here we
what are we
go.
going to see here? Thought Seize, all right.
Yep, I like it.
We're going to see another brainstorming response from Joe. Textbook legacy play
Yep.
right here.
Hide my good cards, here's my bad ones.
Double swords, I think I saw.
Yeah, double swords, a Snapcaster were the 3 cards he drew off the brainstorm, I think.
Yeah.
All pretty good.
Seems pretty good. So I like keeping both the swords. Hiding the Snapcaster seems good to
It's
me.
a true name also you need to hide, yeah. Yeah, this one's tough.
Looks like he's going to hide Wasteland. True name is what he's leaning.
The true name I think has to hide.
I agree, especially if it's his only threat.
Yeah, it's mostly your best card. I think there's a Jace in his hand, which I don't think Tommy's going to care about. The Snapcaster, I think it's like Snapcaster and True Name have to hide here. I'm not 100% on that, but
That's what I'm leaning. You don't care about the swords because you have 2 of them.
and if they get discarded, you have a Snapcaster.
Exactly, and it's kind of good to not let Tommy know that you have that Snapcaster Mage.
Yeah, Joe's going over this one pretty hard. The turn 1 play is pretty important here, though. This is kind of sculpts the whole game out.
Yep.
So we're going to see what Joe decides on.
Really,
He's going over it over again.
Really interesting that he wants to put Wasteland up there.
Yeah, I just think you want Tommy to just play in a way where he leaves himself exposed to Wasteland.
It's possible.
So I think Joe's trying to just make him not be in his mind, essentially.
Right.
Yeah, this is really tough. Joe finally decides on something.
All right, here we go. So we've got Plains Waste, double swords, double snap. Okay, so that would be a reason to not put snap on.
Sure,
top.
if you got a
have
second
2 anyway.
And I think you just have to take one of these, as bad as it is. Joe's actually really well situated for this game. The longer it's gonna go.
Yeah, this is a really good hand against Thought Seize. Typically against Thought Seize you want redundancy, and this hand just
2 pair.
completely redundant.
Yep. Take one of the Snapcasters. Yeah, so he has 2 pair here. Looks like Tommy's going to be able to get
Does
in.
Tommy have a follow-up? It looks like he does. Ooh, I like this.
All right.
No counter spells in his hand.
Yeah, we're off to the races
So
here.
he knows this is resolving.
It's the best he can do.
This is basically draw 4 cards for Tommy.
It is. It is a draw for. He's able to play these cards. Yeah, interesting. And he knows Joe has a pair of these these swords. So just like, go ahead,
yes,
plow my stuff.
Which is not. I assume we're gonna see a swords on, or a wasteland on the noble and the underground sea this turn.
Wow, that's super aggressive.
I mean, Tommy's down to 2 lands.
That's fair.
Like if he has a land in hand.
That's fair. You cut him off the black source here.
Yep.
I think is probably right. This is really tough for me. Because you have to just hope that he's just off the colors, basically, at that point. If that's your game plan, that's fine. But you have to just hope that he doesn't have...
Right.
You hope he doesn't have it. So if he's got it here, this Baleful Strix is going to go nuts. He missed. He's got a Brainstorm, though?
Well, he was never going to be able to cast Strix off just Forest,
He
right?
needed the he needed the black source. He needed the black and
well,
the,
it's
he needs
blue-black,
colors.
right?
Yeah, he needs the colors. Yep. So Joe's kind of stripping him down.
So he needs to hit a land here. Oh, and
swamp?
It's the perfect card.
Joe has a counterspell in hand, just doesn't matter. Oh boy.
Abrupt Decay hits nothing.
So there's
that's
an Abrupt Decay. That feels really bad here.
So he did leave an Abrupt Decay.
Yep.
All right.
Tommy's up to 20 now, I believe.
Yep.
20 to 20. Well, now you're wasteland proof.
He has another Shardless too.
Oh,
and he's 1 land away from starting to just cast 3/3s from exile.
Yeah, Joe's found the second blue source here for this. I believe he had a counterspell in hand.
Okay.
His counterspell, I think, maybe it's True Name Nemesis this turn.
I could see that. Start at a clock.
Man, if Tommy plays this and hits a Golgari Charm, I might just leave. I might just leave the building.
That will be clip worthy.
I'm leaving the building. Have fun by yourself.
Well, as long as you're tweeting it, it's fine.
I will tweet that I left the building.
Another Shardless Agent.
Come on.
Here we go. Come on. Golgari Charm. 1 time.
That's death right.
Death right. Still pretty good.
Rats, I have to stick around for at least 10 more minutes.
Still pretty good.
Yeah, it's still pretty good. It's just this True Name is just going to go nuts, though. And Joe just drew another counterspell. All right. Snap.
Snap. Swords.
Yep. Yeah, I like it.
Yep.
And then he's going to attack for 3. All right, Joe's off to the races. So he's got Counterspell Jace.
Swords is so much better than Path.
Oh, yeah. Unreal. He needs a Golgari Charm.
Oh, there's a land.
If he can hit a Golgari Charm here.
So are you like going for...
I'm brainstorming.
Brainstorm first? Or not just Shardless?
Oh, he has another Shardless?
He does have another Shardless, yeah.
Oh, I thought that was Baleful Strix.
He could Brainstorm and try to hit a Golgari Charm and put it back and try to get the value off the Shardless.
I think that's it. Yeah, Tommy's going to come to it, too. This is really tough. He knows about the Counterspell. He doesn't know the Jace.
Here we go.
Food Chain. Food Chain Empath?
Wow.
What's that? Is that enough?
Can he resolve? Is this just insane?
Yeah, I think it's going to be nuts.
I think...
Ooh, I don't know.
Can he just go off this turn? I think he might be able to go off this turn.
So he's going to be able to Food Chain.
So it goes to land, Food Chain, exile a Shardless Agent, start casting all my 4 minutes from exile.
Yeah.
Repeat that process infinitely.
Let's see what happens here.
Yeah, is he going to go for it?
I think he has to. He knows one card is Counterspell.
Right.
The other card you're scared of is Flusterstorm.
Yeah.
But do you care? Tommy's...
And Joe has just 2 cards. You can see Joe's laid out his cards for Tommy.
Here you go.
I think he's going to go for it.
I'm certainly jamming.
I love it. I love it, Tommy.
All right.
Exile this, make 4 mana.
Yep.
Cast my 4 mana thing, or 3 mana thing.
Yep.
Make 4 mana.
This
Repeat
is
this
incredible.
process.
Yeah, Flusterstorm doesn't hit any piece of this. You're right, Joe.
Yeah. So, Tommy's just going to go off.
Yep.
Cascade. Oh, hit the Golgari Charm. Okay.
Strix is really good, though.
Yep. Draw a card.
It's a death right. Okay. Well.
So is he going to go for it?
I think he has to at this point, right?
He might say, this is my board. Beat it. But why wouldn't you just go
He has
for it?
13 power in play,
Yeah.
right? He does, what's the card he's scared of? Is there a card he's scared of?
I don't know.
I can't think of a single card that he's scared of.
Here we go.
He's gonna get Emrakul.
I would assume, and that should be game.
It's gonna be it.
Oh, he might have boarded it out.
He boarded it out.
Maybe
man.
he boarded out the Emrakul.
And that's fine. It looks like the Emrakul's gone if he's gonna go get the Gurmag.
I would assume you're right.
I mean, it's
how
a
do you
giant
beat this
board,
board?
though.
How do you beat this board?
I don't know. Joe doesn't have Supreme Verdict, right? He's not even on the 1.
Nope.
I
that was an insane turn. Tommy's just probably just loving it.
I'm loving it.
I mean, me too.
What a crazy,
crazy
turn that was.
It was nuts. It was like, he drew 4 cards earlier, put 3 into exile. They all just came into play.
What does Joe do?
If one of our viewers wants to clip that turn, that would be fantastic for us.
That'd be incredible. So it's a brainstorm.
Send the clip to our Twitter. Hashtag
just-
NRGCT.
What are we doing from here if we're Joe?
I have no idea what his
Engineer
options
explosives for $1 million.
are. Counterspell is no longer
Dead.
good.
Just dead. Just dead. He has.
You have to answer the board.
You can't. It's 18 to 19 now.
What I love about this too is Tommy can, like all of the exile guys, the Griffins and the Scourges, you can just start swinging those in.
Or
And-
you just don't care about Jace anymore.
Yeah, and Food Chain, I believe, is instant speed. Am I correct
I
in
believe
that?
so, yeah.
So if that's true, then whatever the true name blocks, you just exile with Food Chain. And then you
Yeah,
get to cast it
you just
again.
don't care. You just don't care at this point. Yeah, this one really took a real weird turn when Joe jammed the Jace and just died. He just died on this crackback.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything Joe can draw to at this point. I think he's pretty much dead.
Yep. And once you've realized you're attacking with 4 things, you're probably attacking with your whole board.
Yeah, I just saw him attacking with everything. And now the Deathrite gets to stay back and eat something.
So it looks like the Mist Hollows are maybe attacking the Jace.
I just think you're just supposed to... I mean, it doesn't really matter, I think. Just safer to kill the Jace, but I
Yeah.
think I'm just, like, smacking Joe and saying...
I like playing a little
"Do your worst."
conservative. I like both going at this Jace.
Okay.
Joe's going to have to string together several cards.
He has to plow one, and that just doesn't do anything. You just get to jam it again.
And stopping him from brainstorming every turn.
Yeah.
To try to find answers is important.
I think it's fine.
I think you can see Joe's actually doing math
some
here.
math?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many turns do I have if I block this way? And I feel like a lot of people don't do that enough. Is really think about how is my next 3 turns going to play
block the
out.
Gurmag here. Yeah. Stack. Oh, I thought we were stack blocking the Gurmag for some strange reason. So he's taking...
So 6.
9...
Jace dies.
Yeah, he's going to go to 14 here.
And then he'll take another 2. We assume off the... Okay, so this is a heads-up play.
He's going to sack
Tommy
everything.
can sack everything, make mana, and then get them back. So they're essentially defenders at this point.
That is so great.
Doesn't
down to 13.
doesn't really matter, but it's good, solid play, technical.
Yeah, Joe's down to 13. And we still have this Deathrite back to just stop anything. I guess the best he can do here is a Batter Skull.
Batter Skull would be pretty good.
On...
Also, an Entreat the Angels that's not in his deck.
yeah.
That could be okay.
Batter Skull on this true name is the only thing he's really got, right? Or a Stoneforge, I guess, does that as well.
That would certainly be one of the better paths to victory, I agree. Yeah.
And it looks like they're going to scoop it up here.
Tommy.
So Tommy's going to go on and win our finals here today.
Yeah, congratulations to Tommy winning the finals. Going to be in the Players' Championship at the end of the year.
It's incredible.
I'm super excited
He's
for him.
back again.
He's so nice.
Both of these guys were in the PC last year. If you told me all of the guys from last year would be back, I wouldn't be surprised either. Just some of the better players on our circuit here. And, I mean, congrats to Tommy, man. He made a really sweet choice for the tournament.
Yeah.
Hopefully I'll be able to get Tommy in the booth here to grab a couple questions from him. I just want to know about the Gurmag Angler. And
I want to know how many times that was his line today.
How many times Gurmag Angler? Yeah,
did he do that more than he did Emrakul? I would imagine he did.
Yeah, so I'll ask him about that, and I'll ask him about...
Also ask him if he ended up boarding it out. Because he didn't go get it, so we're going to assume.
I assume that he did.
Let's ask him.
All right, sounds good. So I'm going to go grab Tommy real quick, and I'm going to try and get a quick interview with him. We'll be back in just a quick minute.